You are burning muscle and stalling your metabolism every time you step onto that treadmill. By turning cardio into a blunt instrument, you trigger a cortisol spike that forces your body to cling to fat rather than shedding it. I used to run 6 miles daily, only to find my midsection thicker than when I started. It comes down to a specific chemical pivot that most athletes ignore, and the final technique I'll reveal changes everything. No one in the gym talks about, yet it is significantly more effective than just mindlessly hitting the treadmill. So sit back, grab a cup of water, and let's get to it. You have likely heard that cardio is the ultimate cure for weight gain. You get on the machine, you watch the calories burned counter tick upward, and you feel like you are winning. But for millions of people, this exact strategy fails. It creates a metabolic catch-22. You exercise hard, you stress your body out, and your cortisol levels skyrocket. When cortisol stays elevated for too long, your body holds onto visceral fat for dear life because it thinks you are in a survival situation. Think of it this way: your body doesn't know you are on a spin bike to get fit. It thinks you are running away from a threat. The first step to fixing this is understanding the difference between low intensity and high intensity output regarding your HPA axis, your hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. When you push your heart rate into the red zone for 60 minutes straight, you are signaling a stress response. A 2015 study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that endurance athletes who overtrain often show chronically elevated cortisol levels, which paradoxically slows down recovery and halts fat loss. You can start changing this today by incorporating Zone 2 training. This is simple. You should be able to hold a conversation while you move. If you cannot talk, you are going too fast. By staying in this aerobic zone, you maximize mitochondrial efficiency without triggering that massive hormonal spike. My friend Sarah, who struggled for years with stubborn weight, switched her daily high-intensity boot camp for 45 minutes of steady-state brisk walking and light cycling. Within 6 weeks, she didn't just lose weight. Her sleep quality improved dramatically, and she reported having more energy in the afternoon. That is the easy win. Shift the intensity down and watch the stress symptoms vanish. Now, let's look at the second point. It's a bit more nuanced and it involves timing. When you choose to do your cardio matters almost as much as how you do it. Cortisol follows a circadian rhythm. It naturally peaks in the morning to help you wake up and slowly tapers off as the day goes on. If you hit a high intensity session at 5 in the morning, you are stacking exercise induced stress on top of your natural physiological wake up call. For some people, this is fine, but for others, it keeps the cortisol tap open for the entire day. Instead, try moving your hardest sessions to the late afternoon or early evening. This allows you to burn that nervous energy when your body is naturally primed for movement and allows your stress hormones to stabilize before you need to sleep. I remember a client, Mark, who was hitting his peak heart rate at 6 a.m. every single day for 2 years. He was exhausted by lunchtime and constantly hungry. We moved his training to 5 p.m., and he told me the difference was like night and day within 14 days. He wasn't crashing at work anymore, and his late night cravings, the ones driven by high cortisol, completely disappeared. If this is clicking for you, hit subscribe. I drop these deep dives every single week to help you optimize your health, and I have something even better coming up in a moment. All right, you know about the intensity and you know about the timing. Now, it is time for the third one. This is the one I have been saving for you because it changes everything about how you look at the gym. The most effective way to manage cortisol while still achieving body transformation is what I call the rest-based protocol. Instead of tracking your cardio by time or distance, you track it by your internal feedback. If you feel your stress levels rising, if you feel that familiar spike in heart rate that makes you feel anxious, you stop. You take a 60-second break, you breathe. You let your heart rate return to baseline, then you resume. A study led by Dr. Jade Teta on metabolic conditioning showed that rest-based training often leads to higher caloric expenditure over time because you can actually sustain a higher total volume of work. Think about that for a second. You end up burning more because you allowed yourself the rest required to keep going. It completely flips the narrative of no pain, no gain on its head. You aren't just grinding through. You are managing your hormonal environment in real time. When I started using this in my own training, I was shocked. I was able to do more work in 30 minutes than I used to do in an hour, and I felt refreshed, not depleted afterward. That one shift alone could save you more energy and deliver better results than the first two methods combined. Once you see your cardio sessions as hormonal management rather than just calorie burning, you can't unsee it. So, there you have it. 3 real ways to align your cardio with your body's chemistry, lower the intensity to stay in the aerobic zone, Optimize your timing based on your own natural cortisol rhythm and adopt a rest-based approach to maximize your total work volume without the burnout. That third method alone, that realization that rest is actually a performance tool, can change your entire approach to fitness. You don't have to punish yourself to see progress. In fact, the most successful people I know are the ones who learned when to pull back just as well as when to push forward. If you got value from this, please share it with someone who is currently overtraining and feeling the burnout. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next video where we explore the hidden links between blood sugar and cognitive function. Keep experimenting, listen to your own feedback, and I will see you in the next one.